Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Wednesday? I think today is Wednesday, right? Happy Wednesday, everyone. Guys, happy New Year's Eve. I hope you all are doing well. Super duper excited for 2026 because 2025 has been kind of a drag. I'm not going to lie. Hey, what's going on, guys? Bitcoin currently trading at 87,652 and 23 cents. What do you know? It's at $88,000. What a big surprise. Tom Selleck said, looking forward to the return of liquidity. Yeah, I mean, hopefully that's what happens. Our money flow is green, which is good. We got a red dot of the momentum wave pointing to the downside. Bearish cross over the moving average and the RSI. Having trouble getting back above 88, but that's not the end of the world. We're about to close out the year. We've got 22 minutes until the final candle for 2025. Pretty crazy stuff. We got snowed out here in Michigan again. 87,223 for our liquidation heat map. 87,223, 87,223. And then up top, I'm just going to do top and bottom. 88,359. Hope you all have a safe new year. Yeah, not a whole lot to report for Bitcoin. Same price it's been for the past month, 2 months, 3 months. Dominance, looking like it's not going to go up towards 60, at least at the moment. Hopefully, again, I'll say it every single day. Hopefully this just breaks down. I really want to see some relief for altcoins. I feel like we've had no altcoin relief for half of a decade. It feels like. But this is, I guess, the beginning of something potentially exciting. ETH, kind of the same as Bitcoin, having trouble getting above 3K, currently trading at 29.71. See, like just by looking at the candles, you can kind of tell the lack of liquidity. But the volume really speaks volumes, if you will. There's such little volume here that the price can't move. It's crazy. So we'll see if we end up curling down again for a fourth touch of our lower trend line here around 28.20. Otherwise, a break above 3,000 would be ideal. With the close, we will be entering a new year. Let's go take a look at Bitcoin again. I want to go to the 12-month just to see. Yeah, this is a red candle. As far as I'm aware, Bitcoin has never closed a red post-halving year. It has never had a red post-halving year, which is kind of crazy. If you guys if you guys haven't yet, I did just post something on X I'm very proud of, called it's a short film called Recency Bias, and it's about Ben Cowan. I feel like I can play it here. Do you guys think I can play it here? I'm gonna play it here anyways, because it's funny. Let me turn up your guys' volume so that you can hear it. Alright, I'm gonna go quiet for a second. This kind of cracked me up, so I had to make a video about it.
Okay, and that is a very common misconception, in my opinion, that the cycles are 4 years. In fact, the only 4-year cycle was the last market cycle. And so you could argue that there's some recency bias for people thinking that Bitcoin has to operate on fairly well-defined 4-year cycles. I've always had a hard time believing that, considering, generally speaking, the entire market, all of market participants can't just know when the cycle peak's going to be. Markets just don't work like that, right? I mean, a lot of people miss it. And so if the idea is everyone sells their Bitcoin in December, it's more or less not going to happen, because what ends up happening is people front run it. And so we never reach those crazy valuations that we once saw. So all those predictions that you saw earlier this year, calling for 100K Bitcoin, 200K, 300K Bitcoin by the end of the year, they're just falling by the wayside. And now people are kicking the can down the road in terms of their predictions. But look, lengthening cycles, the evidence for it has been there for years.
I mean, I couldn't not bring attention to that. he's been preaching about how the 4-year cycle, you're stupid if you don't believe in the 4-year cycle, and that's all it's ever been. And I went back and I looked, and he was the biggest like anti 4-year cycle believer last cycle. He insisted that there had only ever been one 4-year cycle prior to that. And now suddenly he's publishing like exact numbers with the days pointing out that every cycle has been a 4-year cycle. Even though he cried for forever that extended cycle diminishing returns was like the only way that Bitcoin operated. I couldn't help myself. I thought it was too good. So that's my masterpiece to close out the year. I'm pretty excited. It is crazy to see Bitcoin closing out a red post-halving year. That is crazy. But we are down 0.9% on the day at the moment. ETH struggling as well. Solana, everything's very much just sideways. Solana tried to have a little breakout today. This is on Binance though, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was just a scam, allegedly. Not financial advice. Not that I think that they're scammers, but there are some metrics that kind of cracked me up today. Let me actually go. I'm going to be bouncing around today because I feel like today's a bouncy day. It is the last day of 2025, so we're going to get a little bouncing in before the year closes out. This one cracked me up. Ready? Binance's global user base surpassed 300 million in 2025 with total trading volume around 34 trillion. What did they trade, you ask? I have no idea. It definitely wasn't anything but Bitcoin. I'm assuming it's just Bitcoin, which is kind of hilarious to just like have a Binance account just to buy Bitcoin. But I don't know. That one kind of cracked me up too, because they're like, we've had so many more people substantially. The quantity of people playing in crypto has increased like 10 times, and everyone that's in crypto is like, it has, because the liquidity here is dried up. It is gone. There's no money in crypto. Total 3 down 0.74% on the day, currently trading at 828.27. I'm not gonna lie, this is looking a little bear flaggy to me, which is a little concerning. Let's see, thank you, right there, bam. Yeah, that's a bear flag. Hopefully it doesn't play out that way, but I mean, we saw it right here. Look at this. 1, 2, third broke below, continuation. 1, 2, third. Is it gonna break below and continue? I don't know. If it does, is it going to bounce off 800 billion again, or are we going down to my 711 billion bearish target? There's a lot of rumors floating around. Money flow is positive, which is great. There's a lot of rumors floating around that January 1st, or like some other arbitrary January, like single-digit January date, is going to be when that switch gets flipped. And then all of a sudden the liquidity returns. I will say, the Fed capped their money printing, their diet quantitative easing at like 45 billion, and they've done well over 100 billion this month. It was supposed to be like 45 billion a month. They've done well over 100 billion this month alone, the first month that they were doing it. So we might actually get quantitative easing, like proper quantitative easing, especially in May when we get the new Trump appointed Dove Dove chair, Fed Dove, whatever you want to call them. But yeah, 828.04 billion. ADA down 5.32% on the day, breaking below its lower support, potentially bouncing off 32. We'll see. SNEC struggling, lost another single digit. We are at 0.0008. Might be time to apply for that position at McDonald's. Night down 9.51%. For some reason, this thing's still up, which is, I don't know, impressive, weird, whatever you want to consider it. RSI looks good though, and money flow did just flip negative, so I'm not sure if that's going to turn into anything bad. It's interesting to observe, that's for sure. XRP is down 1.89% on the day, currently trading at 184.21. Is this going to break down? Next. I guess 150 would be my next target if it does get a little spicy here. My brain is trying to comprehend because everyone's like, oh, it's manipulation. I'm sitting here thinking to myself, if it is manipulation, who's making these calls? Because I don't know that retail would return if this goes on for much longer. Like, they're pretty much gone already anyways. And I suppose they could get new people to join, but I don't know that we're ever going to see a market like we did in 2021. Avalanche is down 1.99% on the day, currently trading at 12.33. Rejected our yellow trend line, which we talked about. I really want to get back above that. We tried to kind of have some kind of semblance of an uptrend here. It failed, and it's currently trending down. We have a red dot of the momentum wave, almost oversold. We do have a confirmed red dot on market cipher from this touch and rejection. And our bearish cross over the moving average in the RSI has since rejected and is pointing to the downside as well. So we're looking for potential, maybe, let's call it 1170, not financial advice. We'll see what happens. Chainlink down 1.61% on the day, currently trading at 12.22. We got quite a few rejections. This Chainlink cannot get back above 12.68. Really struggling. But there is some semblance of a floor kind of support at 12. So we'll see what happens with that. Guys, we got less than 1 minute remaining until the daily close contest. So make sure you guys get your guesses ready. Monad. Monad looking good. Yeah, I mean, it's sideways. Having trouble getting above 23.22. But it's doing its thing. RSI looks good. Positive money flow. Red dot on the momentum wave, point to the downside. Bitcoin down 0.9% on the day. Let's get down to the 1 minute time frame. 87.69 and 60 cents. 30 seconds remaining until you guys can get your guesses in for the daily close contest. Ladies and gentlemen, Happy New Year. I will not be here for the ball drop, but I'll probably be in the Discord if you guys want to come chill. 4, 3, 2, 1. Get your guesses in for the daily close contest, ladies and gentlemen. Chance for you to win up to $300 every single day. All you gotta do is submit your guess in the chat, be subscribed, smash the like button, and that's pretty much it. I mean, if you want to win, you have to actually guess the daily close price. And we do use the Binance Bitcoin USDT chart. JWS Venture 87,700. This is Bitcoin's daily and yearly close for 2025. Tufik said, I think people are just done with crypto. Lots have left and probably won't come back. Feels like a losing battle. That might be the case. That might actually be the case. You might not be wrong. I'm not here to be pessimist, but I'm also not here to blow smoke up your butt. We're either on our own, we got to diversify. 87, 675 and 69 cents from John Tujo, or it is the big tinfoil conspiracy and institutions just don't care. They have the time to wait, and when they want you to FOMO so that they can sell their bags to you at a higher price, they will get you to FOMO. And that's actually what I truly believe, because people are buying. People smarter than me with a lot more money than me are scooping up crypto, and they have the power, they have the marketing to go out and be like, oh, look at this pretty little fancy thing called crypto, you should probably buy some. And then everyone's gonna go, ooh, I gotta buy some crypto. They're all gonna get a bunch of crypto, and then the institutions are gonna sell, and they're gonna be like, oop, we got a bearish outlook for the next foreseeable future on crypto, but we just sold, so that's pretty sick. Tom Scout said, I pay for a membership to have smoke blown up my butt. I can blow smoke up your butt. You guys have to request the smoke. I'm not going to blow unprompted butt smoke. You have to request it. Let's see. We've got 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining on the clock for you guys to get your guesses in for the daily close contest. Pay for a membership to have smoke blown up my butt. Oh, for me, or maybe you're talking about from somebody else. Like there's a specific butt smoke membership. Can I change the names? I think I should change the names of my memberships. Where like once a day you can just text me and be like request a certain bias, bullish or bearish, and then I'll be like, oh, the reason the crypto market's bullish today is because blah blah blah, or the reason the crypto market's bearish today is because blah blah blah. Dixie said happy birthday to my wife and happy new year, everyone. Happy birthday, Mrs. Dixie. Happy birthday, Dixie chick. Hell yeah. Daily close is Evan is gay. Okay. I can only type in one letter? Dang it. Okay, I can't. I'm sorry. Sorry, Dixie. I tried. Tufik coming in with 87,440. Guys, you got 1 minute and 34 seconds remaining on the clock to get your guesses in for the daily close contest. Currently, Tyler. I think Tyler's going to take it for the year. Is it messed up that I still don't know what the prize is going to be? Oh, Tom Selleck Scope coming in strategic with a $1 guess. I like it. G Immortal coming in with 87, 533, 73. Excuse me. You guys have 54 seconds remaining on the clock. Bitcoin 87, 641 and 14 cents. I am glad to be rid of 2025. Chewy said all night stream. Yeah, right. That'd be fun though. We should plan that soon. No, it's actually funny. You still don't know. Chewy coming in with a guess. 97. Okay, good. I was like, Jesus, Chewy. 87, 777. Chewy's typo guess was more depressing than I think he meant it to be. Get him a Nickelback CD and we don't do that would be so funny. Damn. Get him some classic movies, something like really goofy. What could I get? Nickelback CD. Get him like a $5 Starbucks gift card, something that he can't even like buy one thing. Oh, time's up for the daily close. Yes. I'm getting sidetracked. Okay. Let's get these bad boys up on the board. Appreciate you guys for participating. We got quite a few people this evening. 87777 from Chewy. How's the house, Chewy? We've got JY's Adventure. Imagine the last day somebody actually wins the $300. That'd be so sick. 87,700. 87,675, 69. Gift card to a restaurant that's only in Michigan. That'd be so mean. G Immortal. I actually got him a lifetime childcare at Leering Center, I think it's called. 87, 533, 73. Leering Center childcare, something like that. I know he's got kids. 87, 440 from Tufik. And I'm gonna go right here for Tom Selleck Scout. Represents $1. Very cool. Jelly of the Month Club. Dang, that's a deep cut. What's that from? What is that from? Is that just a thing that existed and that's why I said it was a deep cut? Jelly of the Month Club. I don't remember. It's not from oh geez, my brain is blanking. The damn Christmas movie with the kid. I keep thinking Full House for something. Okay, Christmas Vacation. Thank you. Chevy Chase. All right, good. Bitcoin 87, 655 and 30 cents. You funding those Somalian care centers too? I should have opened one though. It would have been better than crypto. Oh man, guys, we've got 2 minutes and 24 seconds remaining on the clock. Bitcoin currently trading at 87,655 and 30 cents. G Immortal is in the lead right now with his guess of 87,533.73. It's looking like he might end up the winner of the evening. What are we thinking, ladies and gentlemen? Is 2026 actually going to be bullish, or is it going to be way worse than 2025 was? What are we thinking? 87, 642, 89. I've noticed all of the AI models are really confused. I'm also starting to notice like a bias. It depends on who's talking to the AI and what information you input to like how it answers. Like if you ask it a bearish question, it'll just give you a bearish answer. If you ask it a bullish question, it'll give you a bullish answer. It's really goofy. Or like the way that you phrase things, it just kind of echo chambers you. It's really weird. I don't know. I'm starting to lose faith in the AI revolution. 87, 642, 92. John said, I hate to say it, but it feels like it'll probably be worse. It might be. We've got 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining on the clock. 87, 642, 92. G Immortal still in the lead. Remember, our December wins count as 8 points on the board, just to make things interesting. And because I've missed over 50 days of daily close contests, which is inexcusable. So I'm trying to make up some of those points. 87, 642, 92. Still Bitcoin doing a classic flatline for New Year's. The final candle of 2025. This is the candle that will determine the fate of our winner. What if it literally God candled up so that the candle closed green for 2025? Wouldn't that be crazy? 26 seconds remaining on the clock. 87, 648, 21. Tom Selks said, just like every craze, it will need another 5 or 10 years to live up to the hype. I'll be far from it by then. I'll be like selling sweaters on Etsy or something. 87, 648, 21. Here we go. 10 seconds remaining. G Immortal still in the lead. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. The daily close for Bitcoin for the last day of 2025. 87, 648, 22. 87, 648, 22. 87, 648, 22. Congratulations, G Immortal, on your victory. Ladies and gentlemen, spam the bananas in the chat for our winner. The final winner of the year, with his guess of 87, 533, 73. Congratulations, my friend. Very cool. I gotta fix that. Hold on, it's gonna bug me. Okay. Let's get back to the 4-hour time frame. Get a little zoom action. Did I accidentally delete something I was not supposed to? No, I think we're good. I think we're good, right? Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, spam the bananas in the chat for our winner, G Immortal. Yay! Very cool. Congratulations. All right. Add you to the winner's Google Doc. The final entry. I can't spell today. All right, bear with me. 1, 2, 3. Whoops. Oh, Jesus. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. That concludes 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, can I get a drum roll, please? The final prize of the Daily Close contest for 2025 for our final winner, G Immortal. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of today's Daily Close contest with a guess of 87,533 and 73 cents and an actual Bitcoin Daily Close of 87,648 and 22 cents, Mr. G Immortal's prize is big ass boneless ham from Dearborn Meats, I think it is. Congratulations, G Immortal, on your victory. Feel free to slice this bad boy up and divvy it up amongst your fellow competitors, your friends and family, your coworkers, maybe your employer. You're trying to get a promotion or something. You can take a solid bite out of it. You can throw it at a homeless person. Whatever you do, you are legally obligated to remove it from the premises. Congratulations once again on your victory. Enjoy. All right. Guys, let's go take a look at silver. Congratulations, G Immortal. Enjoy your gigantic boneless ham. What does it say? Water added? Silver. Silver's down 6.05% on the day. Is this going to end up being a double top or a gigantic bull flag? That'd be kind of crazy, wouldn't it? What would that target even look like? $100? Oh shoot. That actually seems reasonable, doesn't it? $100 silver would be crazy. Let's go take a look at gold. I got nothing to say about silver. My top is 77, and that was before it actually went up there within like a month. I was looking for like a 3-month long parabola, and it was like, nope. It just went straight up. Gold, on the other hand, looking like it's struggling. We had a previous top on gold of 43.80-ish, 43.81-ish. And that should have been support. We got a nice break of this lovely little triangle back here. And we climbed up slowly. Notice we had like a pump, chop, and then a pump, chop, down, up, way up, and then it just dumped. The parabola gets out of hand. And then a cool-off is justified. So the question now is, after we've got our break resistance, double resistance actually, so we had this as the next support line, strictly based on the resistance here, turn support. We had our break below resistance of our 43.81, and then our break below resistance of our, what is this, 43.47. Are we coming down to our lower trend line, which happens to correlate, coincidentally, with our other interim support line? Support turned resistance of about 42.20. Let's see if we end up touching that. I feel like it would have to drop relatively fast to get to 42.20, justifiably. So I'm going to rely on this line first before anything else, because that is our lower trend line of our like basic breakout trajectory. We established a trend here, and ever since we've kind of followed it pretty nicely. So we'll look for that. What did I say? 40. Let's look at 42.50. I'm gonna put it down here. 42.50. JJ's support target. Option 1. Yeah, I like that. Let's see if that hits. DXY trending up, which is not surprising considering the fact that everything else looks like doo-doo. DXY is climbing. So it makes sense. Hopefully, we get some overhead resistance soon, which I think if we're going to follow this current trend, see, if I was trying to be like a permabull, I would be like, well, it already broke out. But it's a DXY, so nobody actually cares. Even that. Yeah, I don't know. There's a clear pattern of like just the stair stepping down, but you can see that it's starting to like curl and calm, and that could point to some upside. Now, is it going to take a while? And with that while that it takes, is it going to touch our yellow trend line? Maybe it does one of these, more like that. That looks a little more reasonable. We'll see. See what next year looks like. Everyone's going to start saying that now. See you next year. Once the stream is over, I don't want you guys watching the channel at all until next year. I won't see you guys until next year. Strategy, aka Big B Coffee. If you guys don't know why I call it that, just look at the logo. taking further dumperinos. Are we going? Is it really actually going to go all the way down to like 130? Because that's crazy. I don't know what value this poses for investors, why anyone would ever buy MicroStrategy stock, why it's even still not zero. Because in my opinion, and maybe this is not how you're supposed to invest, but when Bitcoin like broke below 100K and this thing started really performing bad, I probably would have got out right away. And I can't really justify why anyone else would have. But maybe maybe that's a hindsight talking. Probably is exactly what's happening, but it is what it is. Nasdaq, Dumperoo playing out for sure. Actually a lot worse than the fractals, so maybe it is gonna get bleak. We'll see again what the new year brings. Oversold on the 4-hour, which is interesting. S&P. Let's see, S&P. That is also deviating from the fractal. Interesting. So again, same situation. We'll have to see once we start trading again where this all plays out. Looking a little dicey. I know overnight repo is definitely carrying like society. So let's get into the news segment. Crypto market cap has broken out of its downtrend according to Ted Pillows. Things are looking good for a relief rally as the market continues to take a dump. And by broken out, he's talking about just this cute little chop sideways that like gently like pushed outside of the line that wasn't really a line to begin with, but sure. If you want to have this conversation, you gotta go candle body to candle body. And we probably broke out like a week ago and nobody cared. So tech dev. He's been absent for quite some time. The entire month of December essentially came out of the woodwork to show us all of his chart updates. We've got the business cycle again, getting a bounce. We'll see if that turns into anything for crypto. I think tech dev is one of the better people to follow as far as like copium goes, because he seems to know what he's talking about. So I will continue to point out when he posts, because he doesn't post every day. So it's not like you're just getting watered down, convoluted garbage that someone's trying to keep moving the goalposts. He has just repeatedly showcased the same information, and this is the latest update. And it looks pretty good, in my opinion. Interesting look at every macro bottom signal. You're either betting this time is completely different, or that this zone represents the same rare opportunity as the other 4. Phases of the Bitcoin cycle driven by the business cycle, historic opportunity. Got 1, 2, 3, and number 4 just flashed. Bitcoin Magazine posted, Bitcoin has always been in a bull run. When in doubt, zoom out. That's my favorite copium as well. You get the rainbow chart. Joe Adventure said, don't accounts like tech dev get a ton of X revenue for being bullish? I'm not sure about tech dev in particular. If that was the case, I imagine he would be posting all the time, but he doesn't. He literally, because in order to get revenue from X, you have to like post a lot, and it's the payout's really not worth it in my opinion, unless you have like millions of followers. But he's hardly posting. Decode posted tech dev's post. While the deep pullback on Bitcoin has left people confused and even angry, tech dev has been absolutely killing it with the charts lately, and I absolutely believe his views will be vindicated in 2026. I will say if that does play out, that would be pretty sick, and that would justify any asshole behavior from tech dev. Because people definitely don't agree with his point of views. Watch Your Guru posted Bitcoin price on New Year's Eve, 2013, 755, 2014, 320, 2015, 430, 2016, 965, 17, 14, 155, 18, 37, 3, 740, 19, 7,195, 2020, 29,000, 2021, 49, 305, 2022, 16, 595, 2023, 42, 560, 2024, 95, 650, and 2025, 87, 580. We just closed actually at 87, 630. Congratulations, G Immortal, once again. Oh, 640, my bad. So that was pretty cool. Today was Warren Buffett's last day as CEO of Berkshire Hathaway. He was with the company for 6 years. That's pretty crazy. What a legend. Over $9 trillion was added to the U.S. stock market this year. Very cool. Tether bought 8,888 Bitcoin worth $779 million in Q4 2025. Very cool. U.S. Treasury prints another $105 billion today. I believe that they had a cap for this as well. As I think this is what I was talking about. Yeah, this is way over what they said they were going to do. This is they're not quite quantitative easing. Their diet quantitative easing. They were like, we're only going to do 45 billion. They've done way over 100 billion by now, just for this month. So they are basically quantitative easing without telling you it's quantitative easing. Billy said, my wife's bedroom in her parents' house is being obliterated by moths. That's crazy. Marty Party posted, there are strong suspicions today, December 31st, 2025, that a market maker account associated with Binance has been compromised. Apparently, it pumped and dumped something called Broccoli 714. So be careful out there, guys. Warren Buffett officially steps down as CEO of Berkshire Hathaway. Alternative data points to further weakness in the jobs market. U.S. weekly job listings fell 11.1% year over year in 2025 to 2.7 million, the lowest since December 2020, according to LinkUp. LinkUp collects jobs listings directly from company career websites. Worldwide, excluding job boards, duplicates, expired postings, and sponsored listings, providing a cleaner view of actual hiring demand. This comes as total and new job openings declined in most states. The weakness was observed across both the manufacturing and services sectors, as well as across blue, white-collar jobs in most industries and occupations. As a result, total job listings ended the year below 2019 pre-pandemic levels. Overall, this signals further deterioration ahead in the BLS job openings. Data scheduled for Wednesday next week. The labor market continues to lose momentum. U.S. manufacturing jobs are still trending lower. This is the ISM manufacturing data, by the way, that we allegedly need to be above 55 in order to experience a bull market. The manufacturing sector had minus 5,000 jobs in November, marking its 7th consecutive monthly decline. Over this stretch, manufacturing employment has fallen by 67,000 jobs to 12.7 million, the lowest since March 2022. Since January 2023, manufacturing jobs have declined in 20 out of 35 months. Meanwhile, the ISM Manufacturing Employment Index, a leading indicator for manufacturing jobs, has contracted for 10 straight months. This suggests manufacturing employment pressure is set to persist. The U.S. manufacturing sector needs help. We've got the S&P 500 officially closing 2025 up 16.6%, marking its 3rd straight year with double-digit gains. Very cool. Billy said, was there a reason Warren Buffett steps down? He's been working for them for 60 years. The guy wants to go enjoy his wealth, man. He's probably sick of it. U.S. housing affordability remains historically weak. It now takes 7 years for a median income U.S. household to save for the typical down payment on a median-priced home. This is the 2nd highest reading in 12 years, excluding the 2021-2022 period, when the personal savings rate fell to the lowest in 14 years. The typical down payment now stands at $30,400. Wow. More than double the pre-pandemic average. Meanwhile, in many high-cost markets, it can take 20 to 35 plus years to save for a standard down payment, putting homeownership out of reach for many first-time buyers. Homeownership is becoming less attainable. That's crazy. Today, Bitwise files for 11 cryptocurrency ETFs, including Aave, whatever CC is, ENA, Hype, Near, Strike, SUI, Tau, Tron, Uniswap, and Zcash. FOMC minutes reveal Fed cut rates by 25 basis points in split 9-3 votes, with inflation at 2.8% and rising downside risks to employment. Projections show inflation reaching 2% by 2028. Tom Luxgoat said, yeah, he's 1 billion years old. Billy said, where does Warren Buffett stand on wealth? Like the 5th wealthiest? I don't think so. I don't think he has nearly that much money. There's people with way more money than him. He's just a better investor than most. Cointelegraph posted XRP supply on exchanges plunges to 7-year lows of 1.6 billion tokens. down from 3.76 billion in October. That's crazy. Former Binance CEO CZ says Pakistan could become a global crypto leader by 2030 if it maintains its current pace, which is probably when the bull market's going to return for altcoins. Global M2 is back at all-time high. Will Bitcoin follow? Yeah, that's crazy to me too. Global M2 just not giving a crap and continuing to the upside. Ethereum had a record of 2.2 million transactions on December 29th with average fees around 17 cents. Good for them. U.S. initial jobless claims came in at 199,000, below expectations of 219,000, and also down from the previous 215,000. Reading. I don't trust any of this data anymore because like 6 months down the road, they're going to be like, oops, that was wrong, because that's all they've been doing. Trump media to distribute digital tokens to DJT holders via Crypto.com's Kronos blockchain. Adoption. Binance, this is what I read earlier. Binance global user base surpassed 300 million in 2025 with total trading volume around 34 trillion. I'm not sure. Actually, I'm not going to like that because I think that's silly. I don't know what these people are trading. They've clearly only lost money. I forgot this guy's first name. Arthur Hayes, I think. Arthur Hayes said liquidity likely bottomed in November and is inching higher. It's time for crypto to pump up the jam. I think he's doing drugs. Philly said Pakistan will be the biggest crypto scammers, and I'm not kidding. Tom Scout said it moves around, but Buffett basically sixth. Nice. Tether bought 8,888 Bitcoin. We read that earlier. Very cool. Quinton posted, it was never the Bitcoin halving that created the bull run. It was always the business cycle, the business and liquidity cycle that coincidentally happened at the exact same time. Except this time, the business liquidity cycle hasn't even started yet. This guy, how do you say that? Darky? I don't know. Posted, this has been the second worst year for Ethereum and altcoins, and still some people say 2025 was a bull market. I have been saying since January that 2025 was not a bull market. Bitcoin reached fair valuation. That is my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. Silver just formed a bearish island reversal at an all-time high for the first time in history. Here we go. I don't know what this means. But I have a short on silver, so I'm excited. If I get wrecked, I get wrecked. I'm hedging my bets. Silver timber, I think it's since retraced that downtrend and is like back up again. S&P 500 could soar to 8,200 next year, says Samantha Leduc, founder of Leduc Trading. JJ88, founder of JJ88 Trading, says number go up. Stock market getting close to fear. Stock market's actually been more volatile than crypto as far as sentiment goes. Cheese fell to its lowest price in more than 5 years this week. That's pretty exciting. I do like cheese. And U.S. banks. Fed Reserve just pumped a staggering $31 billion into the U.S. banking system through overnight repos. This is the largest liquidity injection since the pandemic and surpasses even the peak of the dot-com bubble. Happy New Year. I'm not going to do a portfolio update because it's mildly depressing. What do we got? Let's see. Lunar Entity said they're increasing the amount of collateral you need for silver contracts. No wonder it fell 10%. JOAS Venture said most would say this year was a bear market for alts. They would debate you for 2024, though. I don't know how long I've been saying it. Honestly, you could probably go back to when I started streaming in like September of 24. And I probably was saying that was not a bull market still as well. Teacher said, what? You said we were still on a bull market in your opinion and that number go up. I don't remember saying that. I think once we crossed below the bull market support band, I think Bitcoin lost its bull market status. But I don't think we have achieved a proper, like a regular bull market. Bitcoin reached fair valuation. The definition of a bull market, according to the stupid bull market support band, has been lost for sure. But I don't think that we got a proper bull market yet. Liquidity is not there. Joe has eventually said LMAO mildly depressing. Can you look at the next Shirley coin and let me know if it's a good entry? I will never tell you if it's a good entry. I will look at it though. Is it the Nick Shirley? Okay. This one's 3 days. Yep, 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 yep. Let you know if it's a good entry. See, this is where I struggle because I'm stupid and I like funny characters and stuff. This is not a funny character. This is like just a grown man. So my brain is like, no, this is not a good entry. But it's probably a good entry. Very topical right now. It's like the dude himself. See, though, you got a lot like seller volume is outweighing buyer volume. I guess there's not that many people and a lot of money for that few amount of people. Contracts, these two people spook me out a little bit. See, but the liquidity's there to support probably the top 5 holders from like selling. The rest of it's just contracts. I don't know, man. It doesn't seem that horrible to me. But it could always go down further, for sure. It could always go down further. You got to remember, wherever this launched, if you got in down here, people are still up 2,000%. So perspective-wise, from here, it looks like a great entry because it's down 78%. But from here, it looks like a horrible entry because it's up 2,000%. You know what I mean? It's all about perspective. So, whatever your comfort level is, I have no complaints. Besides the fact that it's a hyped up like new coin, and I suck at buying anything on Dex Screener. Volume could be better. You're not gonna see my typical I don't even know what I normally call it. Like gushing about it. These are hilarious. We are out here leering. Okay, so this just goes straight to his Twitter. That's funny. Okay. Yeah, I got no complaints. Guys, G Immortal, congratulations on winning the final daily close contest. Absolute legend. Guys, I think I'm going to call it evening. Go watch some Stranger Things. I think it comes out in like a half hour or something. So, celebrate New Year with the family. We're getting snowed in probably. I tried to go to work today. So I'm trying to go to work. I'm driving. It's about an hour and a half drive to this job site. I'm driving, and then I see like the ice just accumulating and closing in on my, and I'm literally like I'm driving, and then I can't see, and then I'm like going like this to like see through the little hole, and I'm like, what is going on? So I like turn the defrost all the way up. It's not doing anything. I do the windshield wipers, and the wipers are like pushing the water to the edge. And then it just instantly freezes. So every time I turn on the wipers, it just like accelerated the rate of my window closing essentially. And I had to pull over and clear this crap off. And then I drove again and I had to do the same thing, like not even 5 minutes. And I'm like, what is going on? So I ended up not going to work today. 45 minutes into the drive, I had to turn around because I legit was just going to die. Driving with zero visibility. It was crazy. There was like fog. It looked like a clear day, and I'm driving, and then all of a sudden there's water, and then it's ice. And it's like slowly closing in on my windshield. The defrost could not keep up. The wipers did nothing. It was the craziest weather I've ever seen. And it was so dumb because it didn't feel great. Like I could have probably walked to the job site at that point. But I could not drive. It was insane. The speed that you travel instantly froze the water. JY's Adventure, thanks for looking at it. Teach you said it's impossible to tell if it's a good entry on any alt. Jordan laughed at me when STX started pumping last bull. Went from 20 area to almost $4. That's hilarious. JY's Adventure said it's his coin. He launched it official. It's just so hard for coins to go up. That sounds so annoying. It was kind of funny. I'm not going to lie. Here we got clip for proof. Wait. Okay. Let's watch this. Is it muted? It might be muted. Hold on. It is not muted. Okay. All right. Here we go.
I guess one STX as we go out. We'll get the pump song going for STX. Let's see. STX. We're getting a pump song going for STX apparently. Let's see what we got. Stacks. Oh, come on. I can't play the pump song for this, Teju. What is this? I can't play it for this. Oh, my Lord, Teju. I can't, I, I can't play it for this, man.
Dang. I miss Jordan's streams so much, dude. Teach you, did you see mine? I called out, kind of. I called out Ben Cowan today on X. I'm very proud of myself. I made this in like 15 minutes. All right, ready?
Okay? And that is a very common misconception, in my opinion, that the cycles are 4 years. In fact, the only 4 year cycle was the last market cycle. And so you could argue that there's some recency bias for people thinking that Bitcoin has to operate on fairly well-defined 4 year cycles. I've always had a hard time believing that, considering, generally speaking, the entire market, all of market participants can't just know when the cycle peak's going to be. Markets just don't work like that, right? I mean, a lot of people miss it. And so if the idea is everyone sells their Bitcoin in December, it's more or less not going to happen because what ends up happening is people front run it. And so we never reach those crazy valuations that we once saw. So all those predictions that you saw earlier this year calling for 100K Bitcoin, 200K, 300K Bitcoin by the end of the year, they're just falling by the wayside. And now people are kicking the can down the road in terms of their predictions. But look, lengthening cycles, the evidence for it has been there for years.
Come on. Look at this. He insists in that video that there has only ever been one 4-year cycle and that the 4-year cycle is a myth and that there's no way anyone could ever be sure that it was going to be a 4-year cycle every single time. And that was 4 years ago. That was in 2021. And then on December 20th, 2025, because of recency bias and convenience, suddenly he's a 4-year cycle maxi. Does not mention lengthening cycles, diminishing returns ever. And he's got this pretty little chart all laid out. 1,067 days, 1,059, 1,062. And if you do that math, that's 4 years. Which one is it, Ben? Huh? Because you seem to have proven yourself wrong on both occasions. And you look like an idiot. I'm sorry. People pay that guy. He's got paid groups. He does not monetize his YouTube channel. And he used to pride himself. He's like, I don't monetize this channel. But then he shows his paid group. Like, he has a paid group. And he just does and says the same things that everybody else does and says. It's kind of silly to me. I'm just saying. I will say, jokes aside, whatever. He's a smart guy. He creates charts. Like, there is value there. I'm not calling him out as a grifter, but he does look like an idiot. That's my swan song for 2025. Oh man. He had said Q1 begins. I did tag him, Jay Wes Adventure. Yeah, he's tagged. 1.1 million followers. Wow, that's crazy. That is crazy. Good stuff. Congratulations, G Immortal, once again. Ladies and gentlemen, Happy New Year. Be safe out there. Tishu said, look at Jordan mixing up his thoughts, words. 8 seconds. All right, let's do it. Hold on. Wait.
Take advantage.
Oh, wait. Okay. Ready?
Take advantage of the cycles, right? Where I could buy high and then sell low later, back when the next bear market's over.
What? I don't get it. Jay Wes Adventure said, and then he says investing should be boring, but he's a millionaire before 40. So only he should get rich quick, not anyone else. Oh yeah, that's another thing that bugs the crap out of me. It's so easy for people to be like, well, we shouldn't panic, guys. Everything happens for a reason, and it's not a big deal. And all you have to do is wait. When the people telling you that are like millionaires or billionaires, it's so easy when you have that much money to be like, it's not a big deal. All you have to do is you only have to wait 3 or 4 more years. Don't be such a baby. And then they turn around and they like light a cigar and they sit back. You remember you know, my favorite still to this day is George, because he does not pretend to be holier than thou. He has money. He doesn't care who knows it. He's earned it. You know, none of these people haven't earned their money. Some people are grifters more than others, but the people that we're talking about. But George is my favorite because he's so unapologetically does not give a crap. He will literally stream like at like 15K Bitcoin from a pool in a resort, being like, guys, Bitcoin's down so bad and it sucks and it does not feel nice. He's literally in a pool in a resort. It's the funniest thing to me. It makes me happy, dude. George is my favorite by far. I would sit down and have dinner with George. I feel like he's probably the coolest freaking dude. Ben Cowan? You know, kind of seems like he would make me angry. But George, I feel like I would just cry. Like George would probably think I was weird for laughing so much. Tom Selleck said, "Pull yourself up by your bootstraps." Who? Lunar Entity said, in his defense, it's better to sell low and to wait for zero in some of these coins. I mean, at that point, you shouldn't even be in those coins, though. Like, if you have that little conviction, then you shouldn't be investing in those coins. Does that make sense? Like, clearly you made a wrong call somewhere, and it's okay to admit that. It's okay to sell. It's okay to rotate. It's okay to do all of these things. But don't act like you're better than somebody else that isn't doing that. You know what I mean? Everyone's got their own different strategies. Everyone's got their own different beliefs, their own convictions, all this stuff. Joe Adventure said, investing should be boring when people are struggling to pay their bills in debt and trying their best to change their lives. See, now there's other side to that too. I do feel like you should be, you know, financially stable before doing any of this. And that can be as little as like living paycheck to paycheck, as long as you have a paycheck. Some people go into this with no job. And then we read these crazy confessions. They're like, oh my God, you know, I worked my way up from like $50 to like 500K. I didn't sell any of it. And now I only have $5,000 left. I have nothing. Like, dude, you started with $50. You got $5,000. But also, you got to learn to take profits. And the fact that you did that before at all is impressive. You can always do it again. There's a lesson to be learned in every single story. I don't know. It's crazy. Jay Weisman said investing should be boring when there's millionaires under the age of 25. Yeah, I think investing should be boring when you're like a Bitcoin influencer is a crazy thing to say. On such a high horse they are. Yeah, I feel it. Drew said, hey gang, what's going on, Drew? Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Lunar Entity said most crypto investors want to get rich quick and then get annihilated. I think that's another big problem too. Everyone, they expect a big turnaround, like really quick or within a certain time period. They're like, this is guaranteed. And then when it's not, they freak out. They're like, it's a scam. And then they leave with like less than what they started with. So there's definitely a reset happening. And I think that that's beneficial for sure for like the broader market. Joe Azovich said agreed, but not talking about that. I think most have some type of income. Yeah, I think you'd be surprised. A lot of people, I'm guilty of this. I got into crypto. I started seeing a little bit of gains, and I was like, I don't have to give a shit at work. And then I stopped giving a shit at work for a little while. And then the market was doing bad, and I was like, uh-oh. I should probably value my job a little more. And then I got into diversification and all this stuff. I will say the greatest gift that crypto has given me at the end of the day, and even if it all disappeared, if all of it went away, and I had no money to show for it or anything like that, it did teach me like financial, I don't know what to call it, prowess. It like taught me how to manage my money properly, because before I was paycheck to paycheck. And my financial setup has not changed much. You know, I didn't like double my wage or anything like that. I just paid more attention and fixed things that were messed up. Financial literacy. That is what cryptocurrency taught me. Financial literacy. And I bet you, and we talked about this the other day, if we all maybe not even pivoted, if we all diversified and like focused a little bit on crypto, a little bit on stocks, a little bit on like all other kinds of investments, we'd probably be geniuses in those other categories, because crypto is so hands-on when it comes to like doing your own research. Like, it's kind of like I don't even know. It's like seeing combat in the military and then coming home and like going through police academy. Going through police academy after you join the military is probably nothing. So we've been in the trenches, and now we're going through police academy. Moral of the story: stolen valor. I'm just kidding. Guys, I'm gonna love and leave you. I'm gonna go celebrate the new year with the family, and like I said, watch the final episode of Stranger Things. Apparently, it's only one episode, so hopefully they don't butcher it. I'm excited. Tisha said this was a good call. Your crystal ball. Let's see.
Guys, I'm guessing 9 a.m. EST, Bitcoin breaks 90K. And then Wednesday at 7 a.m. EST, it breaks above 90K again and solidifies its position above 90K and continues on the road to $100,000. You heard it here first. Guys, I'm guessing.
When was this? 1 year ago. November 11th. This is like probably my within the first like 10, 20 streams. That's crazy. I was actually good at I was good at TA back then. We had these sick fractals, semi-transparent in the background. Maybe we should hide my face cam again. Jesus Christ. Send me money. That's all this says. That's ridiculous. All right, guys. This is where I love and leave you. I appreciate you guys. Safe travels. If you guys are doing anything for New Year, be careful out there. Seriously, it's getting a little funky out there weather-wise, so be safe. Get a designated driver. Get an Uber, whatever you got to do. If you guys are drinking, driving, whatever, be a designated driver. Appreciate you guys. As always, Bitcoin starts to do anything crazy, I will hop back on. Otherwise, I will see you all next year. Don't forget to smash the like button on your way out. Happy Wednesday and good night.